Hello everyone. In today's video, the topic is the power of influence. Why we must be careful with what we tell the young generation. In today's digitally connected world, the concept of influence has taken on a whole new meaning, no longer confined to politicians, teachers, or community leaders. The modern influencer now includes the wide spectrum of individuals with massive online followings, ranging from YouTubers and TikTok creators to lifestyle bloggers and fitness coaches. Their reach and impact are unparalleled, and their audiences are often composed of young, impressionable minds. As a society, we need to understand that our words, whether spoken in person or broadcasted online, carry weight. For influencers, celebrities, educators, and even parents, this responsibility is magnified. What we say, suggest, or normalize can directly shape the values, behaviors, and self-worth of the younger generation. In some cases, it can empower them to grow in compassionate, thoughtful adults. In others, it can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and destructive behaviors. This is why we must exceptionally careful with what we communicate to young people. Our words and examples can either help build their future or inadvertently break it. The rise of influencers and their reach. Social media has revolutionized the way we communicate and consume content. With a single post, an influencer can reach millions of followers. Young people are especially drawn to these personalities because they often appear relatable, authentic, and entertaining. For many teens and children, influencers feel more trustworthy than traditional authority figures. This trust, however, comes with risks. Unlike teachers or licensed counselors who are trained to handle the psychological needs of children, most influencers operate without any formal education in developmental psychology, ethics, or child welfare. This doesn't necessarily make them harmful, but it does mean that they might not always recognize the weight their words carry. Take, for instance, a popular fitness influencer promoting unrealistic body standards, or a fashion blogger constantly showcasing luxury goods without context. These messages, often unintended, can create harmful beliefs in young viewers about self-worth, success, or beauty. The fragility of the young mind. Children and adolescents are in a crucial stage for development. Their brains are still forming, and they are particularly susceptible to external input, especially from sources they admire. Neurologically speaking, their prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision making and critical thinking, is not fully developed, which means they are more likely to accept information at face value and less equipped to challenge or question it. When young people are consistently exposed to certain messages about success, failure, beauty, gender roles, or morality, those messages can become internalized beliefs They begin to shape their identity, their self-confidence, and how they perceive the world. A teenager who constantly sees filter perfection online may develop insecurities or worse, depression, because their real life cannot compare. It's not just about social media either. What parents say at home, what teachers emphasize in school, and what religious or community leaders convey all contribute to a young person's worldview. This underscores the need for thoughtful communication across all spheres of influence, words that heal, words that harm. One of the most powerful tools we possess is language. The things we say can build a child up or tear them down in seconds. A teacher who tells a student they are capable can plant the seeds of confidence. On the flip side, the sarcastic comment from parents about a child's weight or intelligence can linger in their mind for years. This principle applies just as strongly online. Influencers who use their platforms to promote kindness, authenticity, and resilience often have a profoundly positive impact. For instance, creators who talk openly about their struggles with mental health can help destigmatize therapy or encourage self-awareness. For instance, creators who talk openly about their struggles with mental health can help destigmatize therapy or encourage self-awareness. Those who highlight the importance of education or community service can inspire a sense of purpose in their followers. But the opposite is also true. When influencers glorify toxic behavior, consumerism, bullying, or self-harm, the ripple effect can be disastrous. Children emulate what they see. If what they are seeing is negativity dressed up as entertainment, their sense of right and wrong becomes distorted. The responsibility of influence. With great power comes great responsibility. Whether someone has 10 followers or 10 million, if their audiences includes young people, they have a moral obligation to consider the impact of their words and actions. This doesn't mean they must be perfect. It means they should be intentional. Influencers need to ask themselves, what am I modeling for the young people? What values am I promoting? How might this message be interpreted by a 13-year-old who looks up to me? Likewise, parents and guardians must actively engage with what their children are consuming. Open conversations about media, values, and critical thinking can make a significant difference. Instead of simply banning certain content, guiding children through the process of interpretation helps them build resilience and discernment. Educators, too, can foster media literacy and emotional intelligence in the classroom, teaching students how to question sources, reflect on messaging, and recognize manipulating or bias. The long-term impact, the influence we have on young people doesn't end in childhood. It echoes throughout their lives. A teenager who is constantly told they are lazy or not good enough might grow up to be an adult who never feels capable. A child who's praised for effort and resilience rather than just talent may develop growth mindset that carries them through life's challenges. The messages we send today become an inner voices of tomorrow's adults. They become the foundation for how young people see themselves, relate to others, and engage with the world. If we flood them with unrealistic ideals, fear-based tactics, or narrow definitions of success, we limit their potential. But if we offer encouragement, curiosity, and compassion, we open doors they never knew existed. A call to conscious communication. The solution is not to silence influencers or micromanage every conversation around kids. Instead, it's to cultivate a culture of conscious communication. We need to elevate voices that educate, empower, and enrich. We need to support creators, role models who demonstrate humility, accountability, and empathy. This also means creating space for young people to speak up, to ask questions, to make mistakes, and to seek guidance. The more we engage them in honest, respectful dialogue, the more confident and thoughtful they become. At the same time, we should also be kind to ourselves. As adults, no one gets it right all the time. What matters is willingness to reflect, to grow, and to course correct when needed. Influence doesn't require perfection, it requires presence, purpose, and heart. Final thoughts. In the age of constant connectivity and curated personas, the young generation is grown up in the world filled with noise. Amid all the likes, shares, and viral trends, they are searching for meaning, identity, and belonging. Whether we are influencers by profession or simply by presence, we must remember that our words matter. They can inspire or intimidate, build up or break down. The future is being shaped by the messages we send today. Let's make sure those messages are ones worth remembering. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy this video, and please click like and subscribe button to help my channel.